I'm just so glad that Shep's Wolfshade gets to run around Spoof headquarters and stay near his master's final resting place. Not that I'm crying thinking about that or anything. Oh, greetings, Podquesters! Last episode, we met a slew of new characters, hopefully helping to combat the pain of losing so many of our other heroes recently. We met Way, a tortle with a genteel rustic charm, Jag, a minotaur sailor with quite a saltier disposition, and Rady, a yaun-ti gentleman who seems more concerned about where his next drink is coming from than his current situation. Tasked by the Evergreen to aid in a critical battle that could determine the fate of Fay-Rin, our crew was given passage on Jag's ship, the Salty Narwhal. The trip took about 2 weeks, which oddly enough was the perfect amount of time for some character interaction to help familiarize ourselves with our new friends. Arriving at their destination, they were met by Polino, their old Planetar friend back from the giant tournament Vilex and Name took part in. He was the army commander and set up our crew with various mounts to ride into battle. And so we left off with our adventurers facing down the sizable enemy forces. Time to combat test our new companions. What do they have in store for us? I gotta say, I'm just so excited to find out as we roll an intelligence check.
If you thought that boat battle was bad, you're right. A lot of people died. But this will also be a battle.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Go gentle on us. I've never used any of these abilities.
Quick question. With riding mounts, does that add to our combat in any way, or...?
Essentially, no. As we decide to do things with our mounts, depending on what you chose, I may give you bonuses and stuff as to what we're doing.
Is that what we're doing? We're charging in on the mounts?
That's up to you guys.
Okay.
Rady,
Sure.
He wakes up and looks ahead, blurry-eyed, then whispers something to the snake, and the snake turns around and starts to go the opposite direction.
All right.
I'm assuming something stops it.
Yeah. As you turn around, like without a blink, Polino just grabs the head of the snake, or grabs the rein on the snake, turns it back around, and gives you like a glare.
This is worth a shot.
Rady, don't you want to fight in the battle? Get your blood up.
The noise.
I'm sorry. I'm loud sometimes. You just tell me if I'm too loud.
You are.
That's okay. Okay,
I ride up next to Rady and I just pat him on the back. Come on, hold it together.
Yes. Okay. I'm ready. Where are we?
And as this is all going on, you guys have gotten closer and closer to the army, and all of a sudden, without word, you see the Pegasus's wings spread way out wide. They give a mighty flap, and it launches into the air, and you see Polino shooting over the army. And way in the distance, you see Rain standing on top of a hill, an army of undead about her, and his Pegasus slams down pretty close to her, where she is mounted upon an undead horse, pure skeleton, and they just slam into each other like two jousters. But immediately after that blow, a swarm of undead just start rushing towards Polino, and he draws his rectangle and just starts tearing through the dead.
Awesome.
And you see body parts flying, hitting the ground. Within mere minutes, it's just him and Rain left, and you could see that he is slowly working his way back so that she gets further and further from the battle. But every now and then she gains ground and starts driving him back towards it. All the while, the two armies are now beginning to clash, and bodies are falling on either side as arrows and spells fly through the air. And every now and then you'll see a body hit the floor and immediately stand back up and start shambling forward or turning around and attacking the person next to it. But you guys don't have time to think about most of that, as a hail of arrows flies through the air down among you. So what I'm going to ask everybody here to do is roll a dexterity saving throw to see if you get hit by these arrows.
Okay.
And we're going to go through a bunch of these series of events. What I need to let you guys know is that you're going to be able to use abilities and powers to help yourselves get out of these. So if you have something better to do, please do so. If you use something to completely remove yourself from the battle, that is fine. But, like turn invisible, teleport, pop away, whatever it is. But then there are less targets. So when you do that, you're making it harder on your teammates. Just as an FYI.
Don't split up this time, basically.
Maybe I'm guiding you to not die. I don't know.
Can we call Plebina's weapon a rectangle?
That's up to Lauren.
It's called the rectangle.
It's just called the
I didn't
rectangle.
make it up.
I know. I'm
I
putting
just-
it on
Internet
you.
I
meme.
just put it on. I just
I
helped.
just made it internet famous.
Yeah, that guy
It's
who built
basically a
it
giant
did.
shield that is sharp edges.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
awesome.
I'm not
It's like
familiar
a
with it.
it's like a rectangular shaped, like blade shield.
Like a giant
Huge.
It's called a
shield.
rectangle, like WRECK.
Yeah. Two-handed, so you can like swing it, but then
Get
if you need
it,
to, you hold
Flag?
up the flat edge and it becomes a
I'm
shield.
dead. Well, I'm not
I
dead.
know.
I'm dead inside.
Yeah. My sword.
Blank would have liked the rectangle.
You would have loved it.
I don't know. Easy Pass was still pretty solid.
That's what's solid.
Easy pass and the rectangle in one battle. I'm bringing black back, baby.
So, arrows fall from the heavens upon you. What do you do?
May I do something?
You may.
All right. You guys are going to have to bear with me. This guy's a lot of stuff, and it's all new.
No, it's okay. Don't worry.
Relearning
It
new
is an
characters
action.
and
No,
being
okay.
at a very big fight for the first one, too.
Learn as an action. Okay, got it.
Don't be nice to him because you feel guilty about killing his
Shut
last character.
up! I hate everyone.
So Wei will reach beside him, and there's a hinge along the length of the tube. He's gonna open it up and pull it out his telescope, and you are going to see him channel magic through the telescope and out of the front, the big lens that you would point towards the sky. He's gonna cast wind wall.
Nice.
That's what I was going to do. So, okay.
Good spell.
Nice.
So, which
All right.
deflects arrows.
Yeah, so nobody else has to do anything. A giant wall of wind swirls out in front of you, and just as the arrows are about to hit, they collide with this wall, and they turn around and start to not really shoot back at the enemy, but flutter to the ground and fall useless.
Hey, that worked. I'm used to using that for when like raiders attack caravans. This is very different than what I'm used to, but I'm glad that works.
Well done, Wei.
Hey, thanks.
And your celebration is very shortly last as a cavalry starts riding towards you. Lances up, horses galloping towards you, ready to mow you down.
I just want everyone to know that Lauren has the new characters' names written down, and she put a friend point next to Wei, so the other two are lagging behind.
I didn't put a friend point. I just underlined it
underlined.
because
But
I
the
thought
other
it
two
was
aren't
good.
underlined. That was
Oh,
clearly a
good.
friend point.
Yeah, off to a good start.
You gotta earn this shit, boys.
Not worth it.
Yeah, you want to get that underline? You better step up.
Why does Name have a minus next to it?
He's not even on the paper, dude.
No, he's got lines through it and pencil holes. Yeah, right. I love
Picture of
Name.
a dead puffin next to it.
Yeah, with
Always.
X's on the eyes. Oh my god.
All right, what do you do?
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I think we should stay close. Nakusu, you didn't meet him, but a comrade of ours told us what to do. We stay close, we stay together.
Aye, get behind me. I can take most of the damage.
Done.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, I think for flavor, Rady is like right up on your tail to the point where like he is
Oh,
like
he's there.
I'm
This is
basically
not-
holding on to your back.
This is not the first scrap. Jag really likes fighting and stuff, and I'm sure they've had a lot of sea
Rady does
battles.
not.
And Rady does not.
yeah, I think you're used to Rady being right behind you,
Yes.
especially as things like arrows and stuff are pouring down. He's
I
always
got your back, Cap. And he literally holds on to
And
his
he
back.
laughs. Oh, you're so literal. I love them.
Oh, I know what Name's doing. He
All
said
right,
it's
what's
just a-
Name doing?
You see the Triceratops charge in. Name jumps off, hits Puffin form, goes slightly off to the side, and then he just turns into a Stegosaurus next to the Triceratops, and they're just going to town.
All right, I love it.
I'm tempted to kind of do the same and charge in with my minotaur horns, but I feel like that might be in a disadvantage on a... Being on a mount might be a little better for now.
This is a more flavorful type combat, so if you want to do that, please go to town.
Okay. I was like, this horse be too slow for me, and jumps off. Rady still clinging to his back. Pulls out his axes, starts charging towards the forces, his horns lowered, and I'm sure Rady is getting some nice motion sickness. from this.
Rady definitely throws up a little on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Rady, what is your spell? You use charisma, right?
Yes.
All right, so what I want you to do is both give me a d20. I want Jag to give it with a strength bonus. I want Rady to give it with your charisma bonus.
Okay, go ahead.
You go first.
Oh, thank you. That is a 11.
That's a natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
nice.
All right. So you guys go charging forward, and as these lances start
Plus
coming,
4.
start coming
Oh, that's right. I have a +4 to proficiency rolls as well with my ring. So
yeah, with the ring.
that's actually 15.
Oh yeah. So as these lancers are coming at you, you're literally knocking them to the side with one axe, your horns, and as you get closer and these horses are about to barrel down, Rady just kind of gives like a little tiniest gesture of his hand, and all of a sudden these like shadowy tentacles rip out of the ground and just push the mounts to the side either way so that you can tear through cleanly, dodging most of them. But it kind of tilts one horse sideways so that rider is kind of angled in front of you, and your horns plow right through it, taking one of the riders down into the ground with you. Name, please give me 1d20.
Heroic moment.
Yeah.
I'm so glad
Give
we
me-
have tentacles again.
Either give me a strength bonus or your spellcaster bonus, whatever you like.
Oh, spellcaster.
All right.
13.
All right, I fumbled. So, as
All right.
this
All right,
Triceratops and Stegosaurus go charging forward, there is just a loud thundering sound as half a dozen, maybe a dozen horses collide with these two beasts, and they are just crushed underneath. These horses go down hard. But Name, a lover of animals, manages to step around, making sure the horses are fine. The riders, not as much. As they're flattened to pancakes.
I step on their head and then I step on their crotch.
Take that.
I had a few horses stand up, kind of disconcerted, and run to the side. Felix, what are we doing?
Okay, I will ride in. I'm riding in up closer to some of the undead, I guess.
All right.
And I'm going to destroy undead, my channel divinity.
All right.
So you have to make a million death saving throws, or saving throws, I guess, whoever is around, whoever's there. But if they're under challenge rating of 2 or lower, they just die. They're just destroyed.
All right.
We'll wait for your million rolls.
Yeah. No. So as this shoots out, you just see every undead near you just simply crumble to the ground, falling apart, shattering into dust.
Nice.
The living ones, though, they're untouched, correct?
If it's if it's not undead, then I don't think it does anything.
Okay.
It's only if it's an undead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of these warriors are living warriors that have not been killed yet. So these guys are still rushing towards you. What's your AC?
18.
Okay. I'm prepared, thinking there were more undead. You were caught a little off guard. You take 12 damage as a few lances kind of like glance off your shoulder and arms. No real vital strikes.
Okay.
Way.
So the cavalry has been stopped by the tentacles?
Or just near where he was. There's still
okay.
some heading towards you.
Like, we're all in a line, though,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
should be
Yeah,
close enough.
okay. All right, well, here's a little something that he probably didn't tell you guys about. This telescope that he has, that he's able to channel his abilities through. He has been basically just channeling love and attention and magic into this thing for 13 plus years now. And in doing so, rather recently, it unlocked something within him. It's kind of a special connection to the stars. So rather than just being in love with them, he actually can channel some power from the stars. So he's actually an artificer and a druid. So he is going to pull out his druid spellcasting focus, which is the star globe.
Oh.
It's a star druid. I love it.
That's awesome.
And when he does so, you're going to see like a beam of blue light shoots out of it to him. All of his white spots start to glow with the same blue light. And you know those star charts where they have like the bright lines that go between stars? He gets those like all of his joints and like up and down his limbs, and symbol looks like a constellation of a bow and an arrow appears on his chest.
He's a Sagittarius.
That is his action, turning that on. But then when he does this is his wild shape,
Oh, cool.
basically.
Okay.
Awesome.
So he gets this for an hour.
Nice.
And when he does this, he can choose between a few different things, the archer being one of them. And he gains a bonus action that he can use to make a ranged spell attack. So basically, out of the sphere, arrow of that blue light shoots out at, I guess, just the closest target.
Wonderful.
That's
And
awesome.
this thing starts to form, and it looks like a flying constellation for all intents and purposes as it goes through the sky, and everything in front of it. It goes through Are you aiming for horses or riders or both? Don't
Riders.
Care? Riders, okay.
Yeah.
It goes through one rider, then the next, then the next, then the next, just leaving gaping holes through armor and body itself, and almost looks like burn marks. And these things are seared, blood isn't even pouring out, like it is perfect. And then these riders just go thum, 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 off the horses as they run to the side, and you make it through.
Nice.
Way to
Unscathed.
go!
Oh boy, I knew there was gonna be something.
That was awesome.
There it is.
Way cool.
Thankfully, this character can change his name whenever he wants. That won't be confusing for anybody.
And so as you ride forward, now you see what appears to be almost the back guard of this army. And there's just a line of men, shoulder to shoulder to shoulder, pikes forward, planted. They are not moving. They just see you charging forward, and they are holding ground. I should also mention at this point, most of your army did not make it through with you, and they are still behind fighting.
Okay.
And they do seem to be outnumbered. But you guys are making pretty good progression, and you see you're about halfway to Rain already.
And they're standing there with pikes braced.
How long is the row of pike people?
Hundreds of feet.
Okay.
Tall.
Can
We've
I?
been
Long
hitting their
with it, right?
shins.
Yes.
Yeah, hundreds of feet.
And can I do something?
Yeah, of course.
Nope.
All right.
Nope, you just gotta run right
That
into
was
him.
it.
Yep.
Yep, that's your
Successful
okay.
battle. Let's all go home.
Don't get too attached to that mount.
This is how I say hello to my mom after my dad stabs me in the stomach.
I'm going to ride up a little bit closer with my mount, and then just point. Actually, you know what? No, I'm
We
sorry.
don't know. You wanna tell
I
us?
take it back. It's too powerful. I'm gonna hold off on that.
I'm too godly here. Hold on.
No,
I
I'm just-
feel bad for these like no.
No,
You
no,
don't want to
no.
waste the spell slot.
No, I don't
get
want to
it.
waste the spell slot. I'll just wait.
Can I do something?
Of course.
I just with my mount. I mean, we left it behind. Sorry, we left my mount behind. But I wanted to just kind of like, because we're friends now, be like, protect me, eat everyone in my path, and I just want to send the snake towards them to try and eat a few of them in the line.
Give me a roll with your spell modifier or charisma modifier. Oh, I guess
Snake's
it's
going to die.
Aye, would you have
He's fine.
you having a lover's quarrel?
That is 16.
as you run forward, you kind of close your eyes and put your arms in front of your head, and you huddle down, trying to protect yourself, preparing for this embrace. And all of a sudden, the snake shoots forward, and it looks like it is spearing itself at the pike. But right before they collide, it suddenly shifts slightly, wraps its way around the pike all the way up to the hilt. And this thing is massive. You were riding it.
Yeah.
And it just opens its mouth, and that pikeman is gone.
Whoa.
And the pikeman who was standing right beside it drops its pike and just starts running in the other direction.
Awesome.
And you manage to make it through the pike wall.
Nice.
Jag laughs. I like your new friend.
Which brings us to Jag. What are you doing?
Well, I guess who's in range with me? Because now I was charging, so I guess did you already kind of resolve? Like I knocked a bunch aside.
Yeah. That's through the cavalry. You're into the pikes
At this
now.
point, I'm just gonna be start like slashing with hook and sinker.
All right, roll.
I just wanted to clarify.
Because your
I was
weapons
still
names.
on Jag. I just sent
I
the
provide
snake
the
at
line.
them.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
I mean, I'm assuming the same outcome. I just wanted to clarify
yeah,
for the audience.
Sure.
Okay.
Say the weapon names again.
Oh
just
yeah.
in case I
So
got it
yeah,
right.
and I'm just cutting into them with hook and sinker, and I provide the lines.
That's pretty good.
That was worth saying.
I have 2 weapon fighting, by the way, too. So that is a 21 to hit.
All right, that is a hit. Yeah.
Okay, and let's see. Is that now? I've actually not done 2 weapon fighting before. Do I roll an attack for each hand? I've got 3 attacks, so I can attack basically up to 6 times now. So,
What? Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, you are a fighter. Yeah, that
I'm a
makes
level
sense.
12
yeah.
fighter.
Yeah, I think
Holy
there's a
shit.
negative for the offhands, but I don't know what they are off the top
I
of
have
my
2
head.
weapon fighting,
Right. I think even with
so
that,
I
there's-
still add the proficiency bonus.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then go to town.
Yeah. So, how about I just roll all 6?
Yeah, that's a good life
6
choice.
attacks? Holy
So-
crap.
AC's
that-
only 10. I'll just give it out.
Oh, okay, perfect. So
Oh, man.
I made 6 successful attacks against whoever for a total of 67 damage.
Damn.
Holy
All right.
crap.
Jag runs in, and he is just a whirlwind of blades. He is just spinning in directions as he counters pikes coming at him
Oh,
from
and I'm
every
laughing.
direction. And, uproarious laughter, and, the pikemen are clearly scared. You see fear in their eyes as pikes are just being snapped. And for as many of these guys that fall, there are equal, if not more, that are just running in the other direction as this minotaur stomps among them, just absolutely obliterating them.
Awesome. Oh, are you asking what I'm doing?
I am.
Okay. I am actively looking for my mom.
All right.
Do I see her?
You see beyond these pikemen a wall of Warforged, an elf running among them. Beyond that, you see a group of hooded people casting spells upon your army. And standing among them, you see both your mother and your father.
They're too far away. Okay. I'm going to...
You all have the same visual of her, like a little kid lost in a store trying to find her mom.
that I'm trying to murder. That I'm trying to murder.
We have a young tiefling.
Hello!
Slight panther tendencies.
Okay. I'm going to just take a swing at one of them with my longsword. I'm just trying to save up my spells. And let's see what that is. Oh, yeah. 18 plus whatever to hit.
Okay, easy. You move forward and almost like a dancer, these things are swinging at you and you're just spinning in like elegant twirls. Whereas Jag was a hurricane. You are like a fairy spinning among these blades. They are just not touching you. It's not a matter of you bashing them away. They just can't seem to catch you as you lightly nick them away with your blade, and your own sword slashes out, taking out the back of the leg so that they lose their footing and fall. More than one throat gets slit open and blood starts to pour out. And you cut a couple hands just enough that they drop their weapon.
Okay.
And you literally dance among them, maybe giving a sly wink to one of them as you pass by.
As I step. And as
I like her.
As I guess as I do like a cool spin around, I will raise my hand and cast spiritual weapon. But this time, I want it to be just not a scimitar. I want it to be a crescent moon shaped,
Nice.
kind of like Destructo disc.
Nice.
But just silver shining and just like spinning.
Nice.
And I just want to hold it above me and just be like, "Come on!" to all of the people around me.
And at that point, as happened before, there's just like nopes as pikes are dropped, and this final barrier is slowly more and more falling apart. And what way would you like to get through?
We're getting it all out now. It'll never stop.
No, we're not.
Oh, get it? Because you.
I was just going to not acknowledge it.
It's best with our group to just ignore us.
Yeah, so there's still a line of them, basically.
Yeah,
to our
yeah.
listeners.
It's dwindling, but
Okay.
yeah. You can try to just find your way through the holes that have already been made if you like.
No, screw that.
No, screw that.
So he's got his globe in one hand, and he's got his telescope kind of under his arm, pointed towards the line in his other hand, moving forward on his lizard mount, and you will see the telescope flashes, and out of the front comes Thunderwave.
Nice.
So that's they have to make a Constitution save, or they're going to take damage. I can tell you the damage if it matters, and they get pushed 10 feet.
Yeah, they rolled a 3. So you cast that, and like out of an action movie, there's this boom of air shoots forward, catches them all in the stomachs, and you just see them lift up high into the air. They are thrown back 15 feet, slammed down, and they've all just lost their breath, and they're just curling up on the ground like, oh! And you kind of jog through at your own pace without a problem.
Awesome.
Name.
Is anybody even left?
There's some, yeah.
All right.
But you can try to find your holes because it's.
we look for the holes, and we're just trying to then go down the sides of the pikemen.
Nice.
I go one way, the Triceratops goes the other, and we're just
Trying to break the walls.
Yep.
All right. Give me a again strength or spellcasting, druidic spellcasting bonus. Your choice.
It is 13 again.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's the same thing I got. So please reroll.
Reroll.
Ooh, I have a 17 this time.
Good. I also got a 13 again.
Yeah.
You tear through and you're just stomping, and you don't get far at all before they're literally all just like, nah. And,
Nobody said dinosaur.
yeah, exactly. And they are fleeing, and you notice two things. Many of these things that have been killed as you guys move on are starting to shamble back up. And some of the ones that are fleeing, those people in dark robes casting spells I mentioned before, they're targeting them.
Yeah.
And they're dying, and then standing back up and walking back to where they're supposed to be.
So you're saying It's a chance to kill him again?
You never see Jacob again as he spends the rest of his day.
I'm in heaven.
This minotaur is bloodthirsty.
We need it. It's good.
And now you find yourselves coming up against a small, it's not a whole army, it's a small battalion, about a dozen or so Warforged.
Okay.
They bear the same symbol that the Warforged before you fought. And standing among them looks like a very finely dressed female elf. And she has this symbol on her in several places. There are flags behind her. And she looks like she almost does not belong on a battlefield. And as you guys approach these Warforged, she is delicately, like, hands held in front of her, walking backwards away. Not fleeing, but more like a, I will let my minions handle this battle for me. And she starts walking backward with a coy smile on her face.
Oh, what a goddamn. Do we recognize this?
No, the one person who would recognize her is dead.
Okay.
Well, that only leaves 3 people that could have recognized. Well, 2.
This was a Nemesis of Nox.
Oh, was it that goddamn bitch?
Lady Ashara.
Goddamn bitch.
Oh, I know
I
that
would
now.
have said, VLX would say as we're nearing, she would be like, friends, these tin creature things, they don't like lightning. We found that out the last time, so... Oh, wait, would I know that?
Yeah.
I don't...
I would say, oh yeah, would
I don't
was
know.
going to say they would. No, the crew would have told you.
Okay, the crew would have told me. Okay.
I just heard that when you were running up, you literally had a saddle
I
on your
did,
head
I
for the
was-
reins.
I love the visuals.
I'm
What is the
riding my
terrain like?
thingy.
It's a slight incline of a large hill, and you're already in trouble because clearly they have the high ground, and as
Right.
we all know,
That's it. I just know like
It's
cliffs
Obi-Wan.
around
It's
or anything
over.
like that. It's just like a field.
yeah,
like a
big
plain.
open field. Yeah.
Okay, so what I wanted to do won't work.
I could
Why,
try
what did you
something,
need?
But I don't want to.
Oh, I was just gonna ask for a cliff.
Oh, and cliff.
Yeah. No. That's fine. That's why I asked and
Yeah,
didn't,
yeah.
didn't put any qualifiers on
Yeah.
it.
Maybe one side of the hill can be steep.
I don't know if that'll kill him.
It'll hurt them.
I mean, I guess it could. No, don't worry about
You're
it.
like, no, if they're not fully
mean-
dead, I'm out.
No, it's just I don't think it'll be
Yeah.
worth
Okay.
doing what I was gonna do. Thank you.
I may have something if nobody else has. I don't want to do something every round, but I do have a good one for this.
Go
time.
for it.
All right. Telescope lights up and shatter shoots out.
Nice. Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, they're technically met. All right, roll for me. Roll
Okay.
1d20. Add your spell.
They actually roll.
I told you to roll.
Okay.
And add your spell modifier.
24.
Oh, F yeah. All right, cracks just start to immediately spread up several of these guys, and 6 of them just shatter and fall to the ground into pieces. And there's only 6, and the elf's eyes go wide, and she starts still elegantly walking away, but definitely at a brisker pace. Yeah. yeah.
See, that worked well because they are inorganic material.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh, I learned something today too.
Jack, why don't we see what Lady Death does here?
So it's just the elf left, really?
No, there's still like 6 of these
Oh, okay.
monstrosities.
Okay. Do I still have Rady on my back?
Yes, unless he tries to.
I can jump off if you like.
I
or
mean,
need
I'm
to.
fine with that because I feel like in the months you've been aboard my ship, that's the scrapes we've been into. That's kind of
If
been
you're fine
our,
with it, I
our
wanna stay
fighting
there.
style. I'd be like, I could use a bit of that sea monster magic you have up your sleeve.
I love that he thinks of sea monster magic. That is awesome.
I'll charge in at the grouping there, and you do your thing, and I'm going to do mine.
What thing? Because I don't actually have any tentacle
That's fine. Do
spells.
whatever you're
Yeah,
gonna do.
no, that was just for
I was
flavor for
adding
the
it for
roll.
flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So give me the roll and give me your spell modifier.
Is charisma?
I think it's actually charisma and proficiency.
So that's 18 plus 8. So
Oh, yep,
yeah,
all
I'm
right.
assuming that does something.
So as what were you going for with the tentacles?
Well, I was just thinking as I was charging towards a group of them, like he could spread out his. I don't know. You're doing tentacles.
Well, I wanted
attack.
to do, I mean, if we're doing a team up thing, you'd say what you're doing, I'll say what I'm doing.
Okay, because
and then-
I'm basically going to. I guess you're going to attack them all with tentacles, and I'm going to start attacking them while they're down and stuff. Because I have actual superiority dice that I could do stuff to them with too. Like I
Okay.
might trip a bunch to the ground.
And can I still control my snake?
Friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So while he's doing his thing, I'm going to shoot out the tentacles.
Can I?
Yes, please.
This is completely up to you. I'm thinking these tentacles, these shadowy things that we're just doing for this, They're not tentacles. I think these are definitely snakes. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay. So these shadowy snakes start pouring out, wrapping around these
wrapping or
warforged.
squeezing as hard as they can.
Awesome.
While I want my giant snake friend to just continue maybe jumping in and out of the earth, trying to swallow as many as he can.
Nice.
That's awesome.
All right. Unfortunately, the snake slams into one, determines that these are not very edible, kind of like, let's go, and kind of slinks to the side, like...
Cowards!
I'll attack some of the closest ones now.
Yes.
So I will, let's see. Okay, that's a hit.
Nice.
But I'm also going to spend a superiority die now. And I'm going to trip one of the armors.
Nice. Yes, that's very cool.
Trip attack, because it's like, cause one creature I hit to take the superiority dice extra damage, so I still have to roll my damage, but it must make a strength save or fall prone if it's large or smaller,
Yes.
which is smaller than large.
Yes.
So, let me roll my damage. That's 12 damage for that one attack, and then the superiority dice you need to beat a 17.
18.
Okay, well it doesn't happen, but I've still got more attacks.
You know what? Here's what happens. You go to hit this thing, and it almost does not fall. It just barely hangs on, and as it starts to teeter, one of these shadowy snakes wraps around the legs, tightens real quick, and that's just enough that it can't catch its balance, and it goes over anyway.
Perfect, and I'm going to use the rest of my attacks on it now. It's fallen prone.
All right, nice.
Whoa,
Don't even
snap.
roll. You
Okay.
just start slamming your axes
Okay.
into things. Hunks of metal are flying off,
awesome.
and it is reduced to nothing. And I think at this point, like, you raise your eyes, and like, there's just like steam coming out of the nose.
I've got the
like,
bloodlust, but
and
it's
your
still the
big
laughing.
smile. Oh yeah,
Still the
huge
laughing.
smile.
That's awesome.
At this point, you hear the elf say, "That's enough. That's enough." And at this point, she's let go, and she's jogging, still not even sprinting, because she can't bring herself to be a peasant. And she's kind of doing a jog away from the battle. She's not heading backwards, she's kind of heading off to the side. So you guys have a choice. You can try to chase this elf, or you can try to proceed further towards Rain.
Seems like we go to Rain.
That's where Name has to go towards Rain.
The whole goal.
I mean, that was the main objective, right?
That's what Polino told you to do.
I'm going wherever he's going because I'm attached.
Fair enough.
So, wherever Jag
I
is
do
going.
love a good chase, but we do have to take care of that necromancer. Sorry, I hope it wasn't an old roommate of yours or something.
All right, then as
I
you
think
guys
I recognized.
as you guys proceed, you are now coming upon these cultists dressed in robes. There are a dozen of them there. Standing among them is a tiefling, and she has this scowl, just this like, I can't believe you would even try this. And her eyes are just deadlocked on Felix, like unwavering. And next to her, arms folded, didn't even pull his weapons yet, is that Felix's dad, who you saw earlier, a small smirk, and he's just shaking his head like, almost like a dad, like, oh, you're gonna get it now.
How far away are they?
20 feet?
Oh, they're close.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Felix first. What are you gonna do here?
Seeing them, just like the din of fighting going on, I would stride forward a little bit and just kind of, I'm looking at my mother in her eyes, and I'm just like, hello, Zavandra.
Hello. Felix?
Yes, you never did care much, did you?
Much. Not at all.
Well, you were never my mother. You gave birth to me, but that was all.
Yeah, that's all I need to do.
Where is Devrick? What have you done with him?
Oh, we have him, don't worry. How do you think we found you, after all? I mean, it's to his credit. It took a while to get him to talk, but he talked. I mean, he won't anymore. And as she says that, she just drops a tongue.
Velek sees this and just explosively screams. Her eyes glow white, and she's going to call down a flame strike on top of her mother.
Boy, I bet Thanksgivings in the VLX household are tense. Wait, do we even have Thanksgiving in Fayrin? Whatever harvest festival or equivalent holiday we have here, I'm sure it's still tense in VLX's family. Anyway, I'll probably be pondering what exactly the holidays are that we celebrate here for the time being, but we'll see you next time when we roll another intelligence check.
It's 4:53. Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
It won't be
It's
long.
just Dungeons and Dragons. Well, when I go home and
Nobody
play.
cares about Dungeons
Yeah.
and
Wait,
Dragons.
you're leaving us to go play Dungeons
I
and
have,
Dragons?
yeah. I'm literally playing like
No, I'm
12
just
hours
jealous.
of D&D. I'm not going to be able to play Barbarian later. That's for goddamn sure because I'm so emotionally tapped.
Sorry, I can't play
But
Dungeons
yes,
and Dragons. I have to go
agree.
play Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Bastard.